They're resourceful people. They just needed to be treated as human beings. And in too many cases, too many people in rural Ohio and inner city Ohio have been abandoned. And I'm not going to let state government or the federal government or Norfolk Southern abandon this community, period.
More than 2 million carloads of hazardous materials are transported across the country by rail each year, according to the Association of American Railroads. The train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, has exposed gaps in federal rail safety law and shows that many communities are vulnerable to accidents like this.
This was our home, our family. Everyone is real close in this community. And now I feel like I kind of don't have a place to go.
A bill led by Ohio Senators Sherrod Brown and J.D. Vance sets out to try to stop the next East Palestine from happening. It would make new rules for trains carrying hazardous material. It would require railroads to have, at minimum, a 2-person crew, and also increases the amount of fines for carriers violating the rules.
Now, your Rail Safety Act that you have several proposals within that. Are there things in there that you feel are the most urgent needs right now?
I think the most practical, easy one is, and I work with Governor DeWine on this, is that anytime a rail car company, anytime a train brings in rail cars with hazardous material, that they disclose that to the state, so the state can then notify the hazardous material firefighters who are trained to do this in each region of the state in case something happens. I mean, there was a train derailment in Springfield, Ohio, since the one in East Palestine. In the few months before East Palestine, there was one in Sandusky. There was one in Steubenville. There was one in Ravenna. And there are more than I know about that they don't disclose. So we need them to fess up and disclose things, helping to preempt these problems.
Now, there seems to be a lot of bipartisan support for your act, but there has been some criticism that perhaps it's moving too fast, especially when you're talking about regulations, and that it also gives a lot of power to the Transportation Secretary. How are you combating those criticisms, and do you think they're hurdles?
I think those criticisms mean almost nothing. To say they're moving too fast, things like fixing their wheel bearings, things like bigger fines. The average fine for Norfolk Southern's been $10,000. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, and that's a just cost of nothing to this company, a $10,000 fine. Disclosing that they're coming into the state, that's hardly anything major for them to do.
Some state legislatures are looking at their own rail acts, rail safety acts. Is that a concern for you that perhaps states are going to start passing things and it'll be a piecemeal approach to safety regulations?
Well, I just want a stronger approach. If a state legislature is strengthening the rules, that's good. But I know that the battle in state legislatures, and the one here, is the railroads have a lot of power here. It's already hard in the House of Representatives to get the majority party there to step up and take on the railroad lobbyists. But the power of the railroad lobby is a big part of the reason that East Palestine happened, and Sandusky, and Ravenna, and Steubenville, and Springfield.
Is there anything you'd like people to know about East Palestine and what they're going through, what you're hearing from your constituents?
It's a community that's been hard hit by job loss, as many communities in your and my home state have. It's a community that in Columbiana County, Ohio, at one point they made 80% of all the ceramics, the dishware for the whole country in this one county. Those jobs are all gone. I was talking to the sheriff about this the other day, that we're talking about the last plant that closed. They need a bit of a break.